So Sarah told me about this thing called the, I can't see it there. Oh, there it is. Dull Men's Club. I'd never heard of it before. If y'all have heard of it, but it is what it is. It's you just write the most boring stories or article that you can think of, and I did it all through ChatGPT. Yeah, I 5 seconds. I just wrote. This is the second one I did. I did one about a guitar pick that fell on the floor that I couldn't find, and it's this
that top one on the list. That's
yours. Yeah, top. Yeah, this is it right here.
The top, what's top of that list is that your story?
Which one? Where at?
Not seeing what I'm seeing.
Oh yeah.
The top of the list on the left.
That's funny. Oh, that's what got your attention? Okay. That's where you were drawn to. Okay, I got you.
That's what I thought you were saying. You wrote that. Story you wrote.
I've never looked on that side.
It's Chris in that story. It's Chris in the story.
That's where Ben was drawn to, though.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's funny. I wrote it, and then they declined it. They said it wasn't boring enough, so I asked ChatGPT to rewrite it, but make it where someone would fall asleep while reading, and so it came up with this here. So, but man, what's so crazy is that's just the reactions, but there's you can't see it there, but it's like hundreds of comments. Like, I don't know why they care so much about a Pop-Tart, and some of it is just where they're.
I just saw the one that was like only Americans would eat this crap. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Clearly, the point of this page is lost on them.
But some of them are like, we don't have this crap in America. I've seen that too on here. And some people are like, oh, this is just fake. There's no such thing as a Grape Pop-Tart.
I've never looked, so honestly, I have no idea.
So when I think it was the first show that we played in Minot, North Dakota, but I remember when we were on tour, we got there and Faith had sent me a box, like a care package, I guess maybe for all of us, and in it
probably all dug into it, even if it wasn't for us all.
Yeah, and in it was Grape Poptarts. I do remember that.
Right.
Yep. And let's see. There is. So this is actually the picture I actually took on my counter, because they didn't believe me, because the picture I had put on there was a AI picture, and so they called me out on that. I knew they would. I didn't. That was fine. But
so you actually, to this day, at your ripe old age of old, go to the store and, excuse me, do you have Grape Pop-Tarts?
No. Walmart delivery.
When they get that order and they're like,
wow.
Yeah, I don't even know the last time I've been to a Walmart.
I would love to see the numbers of how many people buy Grape Pop-Tarts in your area.
Oh yeah, I'll be honest. People have given them to me for like a birthday present. Like my sister, she gave me a box of Grape Pop-Tarts, along with whatever, and I had like 2 huge boxes just sitting in the pantry for a few months. I just couldn't do it. And I'm trying not to eat a lot of sugar anyway, so. Yeah, they're bad.
Yeah, I've never had a Grape Pop-Tart.
Really? You've never had a Grape
I've still never tried one.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. All that artificial stuff doesn't taste like grape. It's just like.
No, it doesn't taste. Yeah, it just is what it is.
If it's purple, it tastes like that purple. Like, that's it.
Yeah, it's funny because there's a lot of people that commented that exact same thing.
Really?
What are you eating, Chris?
Tonight, we had a couple pancakes and eggs.
Nice.
Yeah. Everyone got home late today, so kids with practices and So it's just like, we'll just do breakfast tonight. It's quick and simple.
So yesterday before church, we actually went to Waffle House. So I was looking around like where to set up, like where's the stage going to be, try to plan it out. And hadn't actually had Waffle House in a while.
You did go to Waffle House?
Yeah, wow. I hadn't had it in a while, man. I forgot how good it was.
I love Waffle House.
Man. You did that after church?
No, before.
Before. Okay.
Yeah, I was very much about to fall asleep the whole time.
Yeah.
I was at church. Yeah. Definitely need to plan for the nap afterwards.
Hold on, which one did you go to?
I went to the one by Walmart, 280.
By Goodwill?
Yeah, by Goodwill.
I mean, that's where the tour starts. Waffle House, Goodwill.
Wait. Is there more than one Waffle House in Phoenix City?
We're like a booming metropolis over here.
There's at least 3.
Yeah.
I know 3. Yeah.
Where do they put them? Like maybe Walmart, the other side of Walmart? Inside Walmart?
There's 3. We have 3.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one, and then 2 miles down the road, there's another one, and then 2 miles in the other direction, there's another one.
Okay, well, I guess that covers it. And we're not talking Columbus, right?
No. There's like 7 or 8 in Columbus. So when we get done with this, going through the tour dates and doing all the songs, we got to get Chris to come down because that math makes more sense. Got to get Chris to come down and do a live in person around the table podcast where we actually take calls and take questions and text. People text in, "We hate you guys. Why are you so old?" And we can respond live.
If anybody's got any questions that they want to ask us, anything they want us to talk about, just email podcast@jeremiahsgrotto.com and we will answer your question on an episode. So
there you go.
And we may even make up some and pretend like people are emailing us with questions. So if we don't get any.
Hate mail, whatever.
Hate mail. Yeah, exactly. Hey, I always thought, I've always said it, like, that's when you know that you're doing something kind of right. When, if everybody's telling you how good you are and how good everything is, I don't think that it's true. You got to have.
Get those ones that are like, so are you guys the dads of the band? Like the dads of the people who are in the band?
So, you remember doing the radio show, David? This is off topic, but the one, I guess it was the one in Pennsylvania. And was that when Chris was with us or not? Where we actually sat there and took questions and people called in and we answered questions live on the air on an actual radio show.
That was in Pennsylvania, you said?
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember.
We had like
Chris,
a switchboard and you had like push the button to answer the phone and all that stuff. It was crazy.
I remember the radio station in Pennsylvania. It was that guy, what's his name? Phil? I don't remember taking questions, but
so with that too, I guess. See, I think we had met with Phil twice. Maybe was that right?
I think that's right because you know what? I was trying to think. Maybe Matt was there with us when we did that the first time.
All I remember is we're at this guy's house. He's feeding us. His wife cooked dinner for us. Because we're on tour. We're doing this radio show, but before we do all that, they made us dinner. We're at their table with his family eating dinner. And Joel, I just remember because this guy had like one of the, I guess I would say worst, but probably the best mullet that you've ever seen. And so Joel, do you remember that, Ben? Joel the whole time like dropping little things here and there, like 1090 man, 1090 or he would just say little things like business in the front, party in the back, things like that. And that the guy, I don't know if he knew what Joel was really doing, but it kind of got to the point to where the guy he knew, I think that Joel was kind of picking on him in a way. But do you remember that at all?
Yeah, not really.
I do remember that. So okay. So maybe we did do it with Matt one time and then another time with Joel.
I have to ask Matt about that. I don't know for sure, but I do remember sitting and taking phone calls, but it did seem like that was Chrome Donuts to me. I don't know. My memory is shot.
Yeah, I don't remember. We'll figure it out with that.
Everything's a blur.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we got to go on tour and do it all over again.
Yeah, Waffle
Get
House.
those memories fresh again.
All Waffle House.
Lots of Waffle House. Man, can you imagine? Like if we did, like I don't know, like how long even if we really wanted to do a tour,
We do 3 shows in Phoenix City. I mean, that's
yeah.
Well, like the things that you think about now that you never thought about then. It's like you go on tour now, and after eating, like on the road, be like, man, I wonder what my cholesterol's at.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, that's exactly.
right.
You do like a pre-doctor visit. Even though the tour's only a week, you do a pre-visit, and then when you get back, you do another visit just to see what those.
You get back, you visit the doctor, like, this almost killed me.
You're thinking, would it be easier to pack all this stuff up and move it, or just buy new equipment when we get to the next place?
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, no, we have jobs. We can just buy new stuff when we get there. No, you guys can keep this.
We have 2 men in a truck.
Yeah.
Move our equipment around.
This band showed up to play a Waffle House with a moving truck behind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm in. Look, Ben, you got me sold, man. Let's go.
This format, these 3 screens, that would fit a lot better in a Waffle House. You just put a TV up on the wall. We just stay at our house, do what we do. People can eat their breakfast.
That's what we could pitch that, right? Like we have we will stream concerts into your restaurant,
right? Because this is a pretty comfortable chair that I'm in.
Not even gonna stand up and play, just sit.
No, just sit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe lip sync. I mean, whatever.
So now that everybody's got camera and all that kind of stuff, I mean, I know it was kind of weird when we did our first episode, but I mean, we're kind of used to looking at each other now. So what do you guys think about recording video at all?
I'd have to make the bed.
It don't matter to me.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know how much it would really add to. I mean, I don't know if people really want to see or not, but maybe they do. Maybe they're like,
it would be bad to record,
this guy's
one, put it out on YouTube and see. Put it up on all the social media things and just see what happens, see what people think, and put it out there like, hey, do you guys want to see it?
Now I'm on a brick wall.
You look like Princess Leia with a beard on.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
What is going on?
It's those headphones that just make it look weird.
It's like you can just see your face.
Oh, there you go.
Sticking up. Oh, that's better.
Oh yeah, now you're in your mansion.
Yes, and my arms are not attached to my body. Okay.
And you have really, really black hair there.
Right.
Man, I wish I could go back now and just record video now. I'd have to end this session, but we could do that next time, but or another time.
There you go. All right.
That didn't work. My arms are back.
Woo.
I have them. They're back.
I think the last episode cut out. We really just talked about the goat story and that up to that show.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that was last week. Was pretty fun talking about that.
Yeah, pull up the calendar again. Let's see where we went after that.
All right. So last week was La Harpe, Illinois. And the next.
Now, we did talk about Madison, but it wasn't on last week's. The episode didn't go that far.
Yeah. So do you remember Madison, Wisconsin at all? I vaguely remember. Where did we play at? What was the Catacombs? What was that?
It was it was on campus at was it University of Wisconsin? I remember I remember weird detail, it was light brown brick facade of the building. It was kind of like a coffee shop type place, but more like a student hangout.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I do remember that now because after we talked about it a little bit last week, I remember it was exactly like you said, a coffee house. I just remember there being the sound was really bad because I believe the floors were all tile, and it was very
hard floors.
It was a cool place. I mean, they had art on the walls, everywhere, and but it was very, either concrete or tile. I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember playing. Did we play just in the middle of the floor?
Yeah, well, we played on the floor. Yeah, somewhere.
Okay.
I think there was a wall behind us. But yeah, I mean, we were just on the floor.
Okay.
Or it was like a really low stage or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad show though. I remember there were people there and everyone was really nice. That's like people invited us to church the next day.
I don't remember it at all. Not even a little
bit.
I'm getting nothing.
Man, I do remember some of it. I remember after the show, there was like a river walk. I remember seeing the water out there and hanging out with the guy that had booked the show. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I think I do. I've got a memory in my head, but I don't know if it actually is this show, but I think I remember. Do you remember at all who we played with?
No, it was.
Here to me. Let's look at the book.
Been someone local.
Let's look at the book. Let's see what it says. Have you guys actually seen what the book looks like?
No, I was just saying that's a big
you
book.
See that?
You need to be scanning all that. We can see that.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Let's see. All right, Catacombs Coffee House with Madison, Wisconsin, with Gene Defcon. Oh, I remember now, Gene Defcon. You remember that, don't you?
Was he with Beanbag? Is that?
He just beat me to the punch.
It says this from Donna from her part. It says the band asked for $650 on Saturdays. So that's what we were asking for Saturdays, plus a meal and lodging. But that can be a host home. And then if this is out of reach, what can you afford? Please don't give up if you are really interested. We may be able to negotiate. Heck yeah, we could negotiate.
Of course we did, because it says 85% on the calendar.
I'm looking at their campus, and yeah, Dave, there's like a riverwalk thing. There's a lake there, and it has like a little like path along the lake.
Yeah,
on their campus. Catacombs is obviously not there anymore. I'm trying to see if I can find that spot because I remember something on the main campus. So I'm trying to see if I can figure out where it was.
So here's another email to Donna from. It was Jason Russo that ran it. It says, I just received the promo kit this afternoon. Thanks for sending it. We still have plenty of time to design a flyer for them. As a matter of fact, I'll be dropping it off at our designer tomorrow. If you do get the photo over the next 2 days, it's possible. Just email it, blah, blah, blah. Then it says, another question. There is a band named Gene Defcon, composed of members from the following bands: Prima Donnas, Tight Bros, Bangs, Mock It, and the Frumpies.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Huh.
So I don't know if they just threw a band together to play. There's guys like, hey, I'll play. Yeah,
What were they called? Gene? Like
GENE dash. It's got a dash here. I don't know if they have a dash. Defcon. Right. DEFCON.
One word.
Yeah.
Huh.
Gene Defcon.
Good name. Chris, you said that was at University of Wisconsin? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah. Yeah, so I found something on Gene Defcon. There's always been a rotating lineup in the band over its tenure. Gene Defcon has been writing, recording songs for quite some time, going back to the days he first called Austin, Texas home. He hailed from Olympia, Washington. Members, playing different bands, past, present, including Bratmobile, Tight Bros, Bangs, Prima Donnas. Mock it, yeah.
There we go.
And so a member's name is Eugene Gordon Defcon.
Okay. Cool. It says here too in this, it says they are kind of an on the edge party band. Okay.
All right. Well,
so I guess we went to church the next day with that Jason, and it says here, it says also, where are the guys headed on Sunday? Will they be interested in going to our church? And the church was called Mad City. That's cool. A lot of little details here. So this was the catacombs in Madison, Wisconsin.
Was that the only time we ever went to Wisconsin?
I think so. No, we came.
Yeah, we played Oshkosh.
Yeah, and we played Milwaukee. I think that was the only time we were in Madison.
Okay, so, but it was on this tour though too that we played those. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I do remember that show.
And it was the next night that we did that show down in Illinois. That Daniel set up. Daniel was a cool guy.
Oh yeah, this is a show. We just got to say. I mean, I think this was the only time this ever happened to us. I believe. Well, I think something like this happened to us too, Ben, when we were in the Chrome Donuts and we were on tour with Jesse and the Rockers. But so here, I wonder how far is that from Madison, Wisconsin to DeKalb, Illinois?
It's basically Chicago. I mean, really close to Chicago. I mean, not really, really close, but 30 miles or so.
Okay, so I'm looking here too. It says from Madison, Wisconsin, it was about 120 miles, so 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So here we drive 2.5 hours to go to this show, and we knew it probably wasn't that far away. And this was on that Sunday. We did go to church that Sunday morning with those. I believe we did. Yeah. At the last show. So we spent the morning doing that. I'm sure we ate or something. We probably took our time. Didn't have to probably get there till, I don't know. It says, please be there by 1 p.m. So, let's just think about that real quick. So here's the show that we've got to be at 1 p.m. on this Sunday. It says the dorms have house phones in the lobby. So if you get lost, just call this Daniel at the above number. Okay. So we get there and it took us a little while just to find Daniel. You remember that? We go to this dorm, and this is a dorm with a lot of students living in there, and we're just at the door of the main entrance, and kind of like, hey, do you guys know Daniel? And we're supposed to be doing a show here today. We're on tour, and we've got a show booked here today at. It was actually for Campus Crusade for Christ. I'm not going to say Daniel's last name, but it was for Campus Crusade for Christ. And this is 24 years ago, so no hard feelings. But we get there, we're on tour. We're expecting a show. It is a Sunday, but we're expecting to do our thing. And I don't know if Ben just didn't eat that much that day. I don't know if
are you doing Atkins then?
Just basically starvation, I think, at that point.
But we saw a side of Ben that day that I honestly have never seen before or after, and I never want to see that again. And I'm kind of scared for Ben's family actually thinking about that, because if you acted that way since then, I'm scared for Joni and the kids. But anyway, but different side of Ben. I'm kidding. I really don't remember. Chris, I think you were the one that you said you remember Ben being all upset at this.
Yeah, he after the show after the practice, he's loading the gear back up in the trailer, and as the Tetris master that he is.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. I remember one of the amps went in kind of crooked, and he shoved the amp in the back, and it's like, the loud sound in the trailer, and he just starts just banging it against the wall. I'm like, what's going on? And you're like, oh, playing out here. Come on over here. No one's here. And it's like, this happens like at least twice a week. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So once we found this Daniel, I don't know if we woke him up or what it was, but he ended up.
I think he was at someone else's dorm.
Yeah.
Like he was somewhere else.
But yeah, so we finally get him and get a hold of him, and we're like, he was kind of surprised that we were there. You know, here we have this contract to do this show, and he's so we're like, hey man, so you know, we're here. Let's do a show. So he's like, well, I guess I can get a PA, and you know, just one of those little where the speakers kind of fit together, PA and lock together, and this is just whole little portable PA, and they have a little student room, and so we're like, hey man, we're here, you know, and we're on tour. We're gonna play. So we did. We played for Daniel, and I don't remember. I think there was maybe two or three other people, because this guy there was no promotion.
And so let me tell you something about Daniel. I met Daniel before we were Jeremiah's Grotto. He was on some school tour. He was in Gainesville, and I just ran into him at like a McDonald's and just started talking. And it's when the Exemplar CD came out, and gave him a CD and some contact. He's like, oh yeah, you know, I'd love to do a show with you guys like up in Illinois sometime. And so this was one of my contacts. And he was always like a really nice guy. And I've talked to him since, you know, even after this show.
Really? Okay.
He's like a really nice guy. You know, but I mean, you know how a lot of people think, you know, all you had to do to book a show is just you book a band, and then all of a sudden everyone shows up because everyone wants to go see a band. Yeah, this was not his shining moment.
It's going to come as a surprise to both of you, I'm sure, but I don't remember any of this.
Really?
I remember. Okay, the place we played was like was it a church like place, almost like a sanctuary type room?
Well,
or no?
I guess you could say that. Maybe I think maybe it was like a student chapel, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
something
like a
like
chapel, that kind of like hardwood floor type place, maybe.
I don't know.
I think I have a brief memory of that place.
I just remember the PA wasn't something that they kept up all the time. They had to go and get it from somewhere and bring it out and hook it up. Maybe one microphone.
I definitely don't remember Hulk smashing anything or going into a hunger.
That's because you blacked out, and
I could have blacked out. I could have blacked out.
Yeah, you rage blacked out there.
Turned into the Hulk. I mean, the Hulk doesn't remember what the Hulk. You know, David Banner, Bruce. What is it? David Banner, Bruce Banner.
You won't like me.
Okay, so we've already we've already made all the Star Trek and Star Wars fans mad at us. So now let's make all the
Now let's go offend the whole Marvel universe.
I was going to say DC just to see if I can make both sides mad. But yeah,
they'll never invite us on a soundtrack.
That'll do it.
I was trying to look up because that building was a unique looking building, but
that's why I'm looking at the map now, trying to see.
Yeah,
I can figure out kind of where that was. It was almost like a cathedral, like you said, like a church type place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says, please be there by 1 p.m. He will get you settled, and you can rest. Parentheses sleep away the afternoon while he has a rehearsal. He wants you there early, though. I know I don't really understand, but I guess he has his reasons. Okay, sorry. So what this is to us from Donna for the show, giving us directions. That's what this is. Okay, so he wanted us there early. He has his reasons, and he will have to be out most of the afternoon. And he said it would be quiet there. Yeah, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. It was. I mean,
quiet.
We should have.
Yeah. It was quiet.
And there's also a little PS down here at the bottom that Donna put in. It said, heard you on the radio today. Joni called about 9 a.m. to tell me that you were on, so missed most of it. Thanks for letting us know it would be broadcast. I don't know where the rest of that page is, but yeah. I don't know.
How would they hear us on a radio when we're all the way somewhere else?
Well, that's how radio works.
It It doesn't work. You can't be on a radio station in daggum Wisconsin and have someone hear you all the way back in Alabama.
Floats through the air, Chris.
So they had a CD. They had these things called CDs back then, and they could play it at a radio station, and we could be somewhere hundreds of miles away and play the same songs.
You're talking crazy.
That's what I'm guessing happened.
Okay, spaceman. No, did she hear our music on the radio, or did she hear us talking on the radio?
I don't know.
I'm guessing music.
I don't know. At 9 a.m., I don't know. I mean,
yeah. When were you going to be up at 9 a.m. to be on the radio?
Exactly. I have no idea. We'll have to ask Donna about that. We've got to get her on here one day.
I'm sure she'll remember what she heard on the radio 24 years ago.
Shoot, I don't remember what I heard on the radio 24 hours ago.
You listen to the radio?
Sometimes.
Now you believe in radio all of a sudden.
So that was a Sunday. We do that. I don't think we stayed there. Maybe we did. I don't remember. If we did, I don't know. I kind of vaguely remember. Did we sleep in this guy's dorm?
I don't remember. We might have just gone.
I think we just got on the road. We were like, we'll sleep in the van. I think.
Yeah, with Ben's anger issue, I think we just like.
I think Ben was driving that night too. He's like, get in the van. You know?
I'm sure that's what it was.
We were all cowered in the back.
Ben's got a cigarette. He's.
You shouldn't drink and drive. Shut up. Okay.
Driving the wrong way down one-way streets.
So then we go to the next show, which is that Monday, the 16th, and we play Falcon Heights, Minnesota, at the living room. The living room. Let's see what that's about.
That doesn't sound very promising.
So it was a cafe.
Yeah, I remember this place.
Yeah, I think I do too. Let's see.
I remember it was cold out too, and it was rainy.
So this one says, John is the person who set the show up for us at the cafe. He is in college and can't give you lodging in his dorm room. That's pretty much it. The Living Room Music Cafe. Was it? So this was a cafe. This, I think this is the one where we played our set twice. If I'm thinking right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
You know, when I look at this Falcon Heights area, there's like nothing, like it's like there's not a lot there.
Right.
You know, like I feel like it was like in a more populated area. Maybe we need to look it up by addresses.
Yeah, let's see. Let's try that. 1532. I don't even know how to say that word. Larpenteur.
How do we ever find this stuff by looking at an atlas with these like crazy names?
Ooh, look at that.
I was very good at navigating with an atlas.
There you go. Was it that building right there? I remember it was like a corner building. These look like newer buildings on that side of the street. That definitely was not there before, but
you think maybe this building here? Let's see.
Maybe. All of that building looks newer too. The architecture on that is newer. So
yeah,
there's probably another building that was here before then.
You know what? I think it was over there. Let's see. Yeah. This looks kind of like what I was talking about the other day, where there was like on a corner, there would have been, the cafe, and then somewhere along the little strip there was like some steps going under the ground for the underground bowling alley.
Really?
I don't know if this is it though, but
That's a liquor store.
yeah, that isn't. I don't see a bowling alley in there.
Bowling alley, liquor store.
It's all the same.
Maybe after we played there, I mean, they were like, just burn the place down and build something new. I mean,
we'll never be able to live up to that. Just tear the place
let's
down.
see if I could see an address over there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. That looks like new construction.
Yeah, if you look at the
Other
architecture
side.
of that,
I mean,
that's all newer.
Okay, hold on. What are we looking at here? Is that apartments though? Yeah, that's a bus stop. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's not an entrance to an underground bowling alley.
This is the place where you think there was an underground bowling alley?
Well, it's not what I thought originally. I was thinking another place, but it was more of a downtown area.
Yeah.
So
now I remember when we played here, we stayed with someone though. Where did we find someone to stay with? Because someone gave us like a CD, a burned CD of that band Cypher Under Snow. Who I don't know if anyone, knows. I don't know if they ever did anything or whatever. But
1536. Yeah, so this building is 1536. Yeah, it has to be tore down. Whatever we played at, it's not there anymore. Yeah, that's an apartment building now. Wow. Okay. If they only knew in that very spot where their
history was made. Wow. It's not a bad little place. Got a Chinese place down on the corner. A dentist. Walking distance from everywhere.
So I do. So it's weird, man. Just looking at these signs here. I don't think this is the one place I was talking about with the bowling alley, but looking at the signs, it made me think about. So when we did the bowling, I think it's the next show actually on the calendar here. But when we played that show, let's go back to the calendar. So that was real quick. That was Falcon Heights, Minnesota. The living room. 80% of the door. I don't really remember what that show was. I don't remember playing that. So I'm kind of confused on what that was. But I think I'm kind of mixing these next couple days all together anyway. But the next day on that Tuesday, the 17th is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it says Joey Pogo. And it says the Commons. I'm sorry. The Commons. Here, we can look that up too.
I remember not the show so much of this one, but I remember Milwaukee. Is where we met the guys from the Benjamins.
Oh yeah, this is the place.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Was that you, Ben?
Yeah, look at look at it. Drop the little guy on there and look at the building. That's the building.
Okay, let's see.
It says bar for lease. I do remember this place. The little bar.
Is that like this?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Wow, that's a good. We'll have to. I'll do a screenshot of that. We can put that out there.
Yeah.
It was an old bar. Like the inside was like, it was pretty dirty. It was like real, like tile floor, gross. Smelled like a bar. I remember that about it. That's the one where we met up with the Benjamins, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a random place too. Maybe it was different because all these houses look old too. Though. That's pretty cool.
That was called the Commons. Okay.
And I can't remember. Was it the guys from the Benjamins that we stayed with?
Yeah. Yep.
And that was the one. It was like this weird, like office building, and they had like a top floor.
Yeah, like a loft.
They lived in it.
Yeah. I remember thinking that was how cool was that?
That's also where it was cold out, but I saw like beach volleyball, like at some bar near where we were staying.
Yeah.
Those like beach volleyball courts, and I just like, this is such a random thing to see beach volleyball when it's this cold out in Milwaukee.
Yeah. Yeah, we did walk up and down the street too before we played, I believe, and just kind of looking around. And so, and real quick too, just looking at that, it's not exactly, but something about it. And I've always thought, you ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Hattie's
Yeah.
Pub. For some reason,
Yeah.
somehow in my head, it something to do with this venue always made me just kind of it reminded me of this venue a little bit.
Yeah, no, I definitely can see that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty neat. Well, guys, if we want to get a venue, I mean, it does have a for lease sign on the front, so.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, there's another place that we played that they probably shut down right after we played.
Noticing a trend here.
Public House. Is that like a bar thing?
Pub.
Okay. Is that what pub stands for? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Public House.
Wow, man. I did not know that.
Wow.
Did you know that, Ben?
I did not. I guess it makes good sense. I never thought about what it would mean. Huh.
So if you knew that and you want to comment about that, you can email podcast@jeremiahsgrotto.com. Okay. They're going to be like, you guys are so dumb. You didn't know that? Yeah.
Sounds dumb to say, let's go down to the public house and get drunk.
Let's see, what else do so one thing I do that stands out about that show, I remember the show was fine. Of course, we didn't not that we thought there was anything wrong with drinking or anything like that, but none of us drank. And when we would play these bars, these clubs like this, of course, one thing that they would always do to compensate for not paying us hardly anything would be, hey, free drinks. And so, of course, we would drink water and soda, things like that. But so we probably missed out on a lot of alcohol.
It was like our paycheck we didn't
take
at the time.
but the worst, the thing that I remember most about this show was after the next day. So the next day we do play in Oshkosh, but I remember that next day when we open up our merch containers that had all our shirts, and all of our everything that we sold, it smelled so bad. Do you remember that, Ben? And I remember it, like, for that whole tour, I felt bad for anybody that bought a shirt after that show, because if they didn't wash that shirt before they wore it, because it did. I don't know. I guess it was the smoke, but it wasn't just a smoke smell. It was
like the stale.
There's a
beer and cigarettes.
Yeah, there's a certain smell that nasty bar smell, that smoke and old stale spilled beer and nasty.
Yeah,
it's funny because when you look at the image of that bar, like you can smell it. You're like, yep,
exactly.
That's the kind of place.
Exactly. Yeah, you can smell that picture. Yes, you can.
Yep.
I had one time, and I think it was one time in Florida somewhere. We played a bar place that was like that, and it was those shows always suck too. You got to play late at night, and nobody's really paying attention.
Was it a public house?
It was a public house in Florida, somewhere, I think close to Tampa, maybe. But we had, we didn't have much money and traveling and stuff. And I know my cord for my bass, my main cord that I used all the time, was always shorting out. And so we finally had stopped we had found like a Mars Music or something, which was a big music store back then, and went in and finally got some stuff. And I remember I had like new strings, and it had a new cord, and it was a nice 20-foot braided, the heavy cord. Like, this is good. 90-degree angle on the end, so I'm not going to break it off moving around. And we played that bar that night, and it was the band that went before us was we played first, I think. And it was one of them things where it was, free beer. And of course we didn't care for that, but the band that played after us did. and our stuff was still sitting up on stage when they played, and they got stupid dude knocked over a beer all over my new braided cables, kind of like cloth, so of course it soaked up that cord forever. I traveled with that stupid thing in my case. It made my whole case, my whole bass, my cord stunk up everything. I remember having that stale beer smell every time I opened my guitar case for like the next 2 years. So yeah, I didn't like playing at the bars.
Yeah, we just used to tell Joni that you drank the whole time. So
should have.
Why does he smell like that? He drinks a lot on tour. I don't know.
Yeah, didn't prefer the public houses for that reason.
Yeah.
But that one is for sale or for lease.
That's what I'm saying. If you guys want to invest in some property up in Milwaukee.
Yeah. Now, Oshkosh, I think I may even remember that show. I think that was is that the one we were talking about that we played during the day? It was like a coffee shop kind of thing. It was like a daytime thing.
Yeah.
After coming from like the nastiest, smelliest, middle of the night bar to go to like a happy daytime sunlight coffee house.
Yeah, and
it was extreme in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which is like the whitest little place on earth.
Yeah. I remember seeing like, oh, we're going to Oshkosh. Like that's a place. I thought it was just kids' clothes.
Yeah. Like there's just little kids everywhere with overalls on.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're gonna go play the clothing factory. Is that they're paying? Right. Okay, let's go. I got a kid. No, it's funny. I looked up, so it was New Moon Coffee Shop. I looked it up here, and it's still there.
What?
Yeah, look it up. New Moon. Now it's New Moon Cafe, Oshkosh. When you see it, like, yep, it's that weird corner-shaped building. So, yep, I remember this.
Huh. That's cool. Yeah,
signs on the window that say wireless internet. So that's pretty cool because I was always sick of, I hate it when now I go to a cafe and it's like I got to plug in my internet for my internet.
Travel's the worst. It's like radio.
Yeah. Radio. Okay, wizard.
Okay, I do remember playing there now. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, it was a cool little like downtown area. I remember there hardly was nobody at this show. I mean, who goes to a show at a coffee shop in the middle of the day what day was that, on a Thursday?
That was the show that we did play twice at. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I remember that.
Yeah, go back to the inside of that, because now it looks like a place that you would see, like retirees in Florida. Like that's where they go to get, lunch at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Like a brunch place.
Oh, look, and there it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's it. Oh, my God.
Everything bagel. Whoa, there's some live music.
Hey, is that us?
It kind of looks like Chris in the front. Huh. I don't think that stage seems familiar.
New Moon Cafe. That's awesome.
Huh.
Let's see. That was in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. New Moon Coffee Shop.
Big brunch scene.
They were really nice. I do remember that. I mean, this was a Wednesday, the 18th. I'm sure they probably fed us, and I mean, I don't remember really playing for a lot of people there when we did that either, but it was cool. I mean, we were in Oshkosh, we didn't really expect much more than that, I guess.
No, not for a
was and this is also the one where, let's see, didn't we do a lot of like walking around town there too?
Yeah. I do recall walking around, because I remember I really like, you can see like a lot of the old brick buildings that they have.
Yeah.
But I remember I thought that was pretty awesome.
That was always my favorite part of everything, was getting there and walking around, just seeing everything, just going exploring, killing a few hours just walking around town. I don't see any kids in overalls in this Google Maps drive down the street here. Not a single one. You said we played there twice, twice that day.
Yeah, that day.
Was it daytime both?
You said so. You do remember playing?
I remember the place. I remember the place, and I remember being there during the day. I don't know if it was the nighttime when we played. I don't like most shows. I don't remember the actual playing.
I do remember playing at night, but I don't remember if one was kind of, before it got dark or not. I don't remember that. So after we played Oshkosh, well, do you remember at all where we maybe stayed that night?
I don't know. It was about an 8-hour drive to North Dakota after that. And we might have got on the road because it was early.
Yeah. Long drive. We probably just rode. Because in Fargo, I do remember that place. I remember being there.
At North Dakota State.
Yeah, that place was cool. I mean, it was a weird show, a weird place to have a show, kind of, but it was.
Yeah.
It was, the campus was, what I remember most about it is when we got there, the walking through the yard area to get up to the building, all the trees they had, I don't know what kind of trees they were, but they were all yellow, the leaves everywhere. And this is, October 18th. So in Alabama, October 18th, everything's still growing, still green. And up there, it was fall. They actually had fall. It was green. It was yellow leaves all over, completely covering the ground. It was beautiful.
I remember getting there. This is the place that had that massive poster. And I was like, oh my gosh. They should have saved money on the poster and just put it in our guarantee.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't give us the poster.
Yeah, it was a really nice poster. I think it didn't have all of us.
Yeah.
On it. Yeah, all of our
faces. I was like, can we have that? And they're like, no. I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Like one of them was going to save it, in the hopes that there was an eBay in the future. Yeah, they're going to be disappointed in the value of that, how it aged.
North Dakota State University.
Somebody probably has it at their house, up above their bed, on the wall. Yeah. Just looks at it every day.
Yeah, so we played. So it was they called it the Cul-de-sac Lounge Student Union. That they were the ones, at least, that were putting on this show at the university or North Dakota State University, and I think that's kind of what we played it, because it wasn't really a stage, but it was kind of it was just an event room. But it was a very big room. I remember it being a really big room. I don't remember. It seems like there was a pretty good turnout too, but
yeah. And there was some little radio, college radio thing they had that they were talking about it. Come out to the concert tonight.
Let's see here. I'm looking through the contract that we had for that, and let's. So it's some of the shows it was really good. So when you would pull up to a show, you kind of knew what to expect. One, from if there was a flyer in the window. If you got there and there's no flyer of the show, you probably could think there's nobody going to be there, at least for you. And but this was one of this was the opposite of that. And sometimes too, when we would book these shows, they would ask for promotional items, maybe like a CD, or if we had posters or had photos or anything that we could send, or what did we call it? Let's see. These
like a promo kit or something.
Yeah, promo kit. Yeah, that's it. That would have a black and white picture of us with our name and maybe the record label or something on there, and our band name.
Yeah.
But when venues would ask for those things, that meant that they were maybe going to do their part and promote a little bit. If they're asking for promotional items. So
Yeah.
but this place did. They went all out like you said and made that really nice, really nice poster. But yeah, they weren't going to give that up though.
I remember going and hanging out. Was this the place where we went and like sat around maybe before the show or after the show in like a I guess maybe a lounge area, like it was maybe it was a coffee place, but I remember there being like a round heater,
yes,
a fire pit or something in the middle.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
It was like it looked like it was like built in the 70s or something. The way the style of the place was, but it had a round. I think there was actually a fire in it, and it had a chimney like in the middle of the room, and everybody's just kind of sitting around.
Yeah, you could kind of tell. I mean, it's North Dakota, but you could kind of tell like they had a lot of snow. You know what I mean? It was like one of those places like we were there and there wasn't snow, but it was made for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there October 19th. They probably had snow before Halloween.
Right.
It was cold. I remember it being cold.
It was cold, yeah. And that was a Thursday, and we did get paid $350. So that was one of those shows so for that week, just to kind of recap, we started that Sunday out in DeKalb, Illinois, where we basically didn't get anything. And then 80% at Falcon Heights, and then I'm not sure what we got in Milwaukee. Probably not a whole lot because we didn't take the free beer. And then Oshkosh was a coffee shop. We probably just ate and maybe got a little bit of gas money there. But our big show that at least so far that week was that Thursday, and we got $350. And that probably carried us for a good bit. Yeah, I do remember that. But that was a really good time though. After the show, like I don't remember playing that, but I do remember making friends there, and I remember after the show just hanging out in that place, Ben, you were talking about. I think maybe even, as cheesy as it sounds, I don't know if we were drinking coffee because I don't remember drinking a lot of coffee back then, but hot chocolate, hot cocoa.
I wonder what building that was. Looking at the map, I couldn't place. It all looks all modernized and everything now.
And it wasn't anywhere away. I mean, it was on campus, right?
Yeah, it was on campus.
Yeah, that's cool. Fargo, North Dakota State University. Yeah. Speaking of Fargo, you guys watched the TV show Fargo?
It's on my list.
Man, so good.
Is that on FX?
I think it is. I think we watch it through Hulu, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Very good. This season's got John Hamm. Yeah, it's really good. If you haven't watched
the first couple seasons, and they're good. I think I missed the last season, and I hadn't started this one.
Yeah, first couple seasons really good. The season before this one not so good. I think that was the
Chris
one.
Rock.
Chris Rock, yeah,
it was weird.
It was not good, and this one was perfect though. This last season, I mean, it was perfect. Nothing bad about it, and it had the perfect ending.
Huh.
So go watch it.
I will.
Are you really like signing up and getting endorsement money or something?
Trying, man. I'm trying. We got to monetize this podcast somehow. So if you want to, we can go ahead and finish out the week. We've got 2 more shows this week. And so on the 20th, which is a Friday, we play H's Cellar.
H's Cellar.
Good old H's Cellar.
Grafton, North Dakota. And H is if I can say this right, Honorius?
I think so, yeah.
Is the H actually silent with that?
Maybe.
Like honor. I think it was like honor, Honorius. Yeah. But H's Cellar. And we do have a couple pictures we're going to put on the Facebook that we just, because I didn't have any pictures of that show, but
Yeah.
Chris said you said you've been talking to H and you got a couple pictures from him.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was him. Just looked up his band that, he I remember the band name, looked him up on Facebook. Was it Glow as Ember?
Yeah, okay.
And I just sent a message and he responded and I was like, yeah, we're looking for someone who used to, work at or run H's Cellar. It's like, yeah, this is H. It's like, hey, it's Chris from Jeremiah's Grotto. And he remembered us and he's like sent me a few photos. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. So I'd like to get him on, talk to him sometime, because Grafton is like a weird town. It's small, definitely out of the way of everything. But he had like some good shows there. He had Juliana Theory played there. I think Living Sacrifice played up there. Zayo, Further Seems Forever, and maybe it's like to bridge that gap between Minnesota and going west anytime if you're heading across the northern part of the state. But it's pretty cool that he just like, how do you wind up in Grafton, North Dakota? So
yeah.
Seems interesting. I'd like to have a conversation with him about all that.
Yeah, it was actually a place that we looked forward to going, I think.
Yeah. They were good shows, right? Like a lot of people would show up because what else are all the younger people going to do within 50 miles? So you got to stay in H's Cellar, and he took care of, he had food. And I think he made spaghetti when we were there because he had that little kitchenette down there.
Maybe, yeah. I remember him cooking. I remember being pretty impressed by his whole setup down there, like kind of one big room, but he had like a kitchen on one end.
Yeah.
Everything you need.
Yeah, it was kind of like almost like living in a bomb shelter or something like that. It was
like a tornado shelter.
Yeah, tornado shelter. And and being North Dakota too, being in Grafton, North Dakota, we got there right before it snowed, like Ben was saying with Fargo. So I could just imagine, being hunkered down, I guess you would say, in like this bunker, and it was cool. He was a super nice guy. I don't know if we've met anybody as nice as H, actually.
No, he was a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything we needed, he'd help us out, and I mean, he did help us out the next time we came through. I think Luke was with us that time, and we stayed almost, I don't remember exactly how long, but it was about a week there. So,
and I think everyone there was really cool with us, though. Like the people, like the locals in town, they hung out. I think, was it the second time we were there? We went to church with one girl and her family, and they had us over for like lunch or dinner or something. We made ice cream and
yeah. I remember. Yeah, we went to some park or with a lake or something too, and hung out. And I know we met some friends there that were from Canada.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do regret about being there and not. I think they invited us to go over to Canada from there, but for some reason we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were saying they like just drove over there, like nobody. There's not a border crossing or whatever. It was just we just drove down.
Well, back then you could go into Canada without having to have your passport too.
Yeah.
And we did when we walked into Canada from Niagara Falls when we were there.
Yeah.
Walked over because I remember we had to have like quarters to get back in in America, and I thought that was odd. I was like, we needed.
You had to have a quarter.
Yeah, because remember we went over and we thought, hey, look, this Canadian money is cool, and there was like an exchange thing where you could exchange your money for. So I got like some Canadian coins because I was like, that's cool, something to have a souvenir. And then when you got back, it didn't charge you a quarter to get in, but there was like a little turnstile you had to walk through to go into the things. And just to get through the turnstile, you had to like put a quarter in it to get through. I thought,
who was getting that money? The U.S.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, and it was much harder to come back into the U.S. than it was to go into Canada, which I guess was the same way when we at Chrome Donuts. We drove into Mexico one time. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
We drove in and then trying to drive back, they made us. They had dogs sniff the van. I mean, we drove a van full of equipment over there. Not even
we were pretty super smart back then. I mean,
it was brilliant.
a van full of guitars, drums, amps, all that stuff, all of our merch, all of our clothes, everything. Just me, you, and Matt. And because we were playing, we had played a lot of shows in Texas on that tour, and we were by ourselves on tour at that time. And we're like, hey, we're like an hour away from Mexico. Let's go. I mean, when are we ever going to get to do this? It was dumb. And driving across into Mexico. Oh yeah, they're like, come on in. Yeah, we did. We parked. We found somewhere to park. We spent all day, man. We had a blast. We were all the stores. I remember I bought Faith a couple souvenirs, and didn't notice till we got back. But they were all like made in China. But 'cause I thought these are authentic, like Mexican souvenirs. But nope.
And one block over the border, they act like they can't speak English. Like, how much is this? Oh, I don't speak English.
Yeah,
$50.
Yeah,
no clue.
Luckily, they didn't know we didn't have any money anyway. So
right.
But I don't know if you remember this too, Ben. But we did while I don't know why we did this, but while we were in Mexico, we decided to call Faith's parents and Matt's parents too. Collect.
Hey, I'm calling you from Mexico.
Yeah, just so we could be like, hey, we're in Mexico. Yeah. Man,
I get mad and they hung up on you.
I don't. And this is back in, like 1999, 98.
$200 phone call.
It was a couple $100. I remember Donna said, yeah, I think it was like $200 or $300 just for that one call. It's crazy. But after we had all that fun all day hanging out in Mexico, we're driving back through. And so then that's when the U.S. Border Patrol kind of take over. And they made it super nice, though. Do you remember that, Ben? It was like...
Yeah, well, they were like, well, what did you have all this equipment for if you didn't play? Because we're like, no, we didn't play. We were just going over there to, look. And they're like, well, why did you have all this equipment if you didn't play? Because you're supposed to claim, whatever income you make. And they made us pull over to the side. They had us empty everything out of the van. The dog had to get up in the van and sniff around because they swore that we were smuggling something in or whatever. But I think once they saw that we had no drugs and no money, I think they realized, these guys didn't play unless they did it for free because they're dead broke.
Didn't they have to do like a strip search on you? No.
Unless I blacked out again. I don't remember that.
No, they didn't have to.
Yeah, they didn't.
It was voluntary.
Look, sir, stop. Like, no. It's okay.
Sir, please put your pants back on. Yeah.
In retrospect, that was pretty stupid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were very lucky, man, on that. I mean, so they let us, because she told us, she said Mexico could have, that the lady at the Border Patrol, the U.S. lady, said that Mexico could have kept everything that we had, and there's nothing we could have done about it.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, we got really lucky. We came back to the U.S. and had a few stories to tell. So back to Grafton, North Dakota, at that show. I know we've talked about it earlier, but it was. I remember getting, because at this time we've been on the road now for this is our third. I don't know what was before that first show there, but this is at least like our third week on tour, and I don't know. You started getting homesick after a little while, but I remember showing up in North Dakota, which is the farthest I'd ever been away from home. I think that's farther than, I don't know what the miles are. I guess that's further than going to Texas, right? Or about the same. I think it's further.
It's further
from where we are.
Yeah.
To North Dakota. Yeah. I think that's further than, I don't know. I don't whatever. Somebody out there knows. But anyway, I'm too lazy to go look. But that was the furthest, at least in my mind, that I've ever been away from home. And to show up at the show, and then H is like, hey, you've got a package here. I was like, wow, really? That's crazy. And then to open it up, of course, there's, some letters or whatever. And I do have to mention the Grape Poptarts. Again, I don't know if it got on, if it'll make it at the beginning of this episode, but the Grape Poptarts, that really made my day for sure. Don't tell Faith I said that, but yeah. Did you guys ever get a care package on tour?
No. I'm pretty sure I did not get a care package.
I just got bills.
I think that was it was the only time I actually did too, but yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know who we played with at that show. I don't at all remember, but I know bands. I think Chris, you were telling me a list of bands, or did you say that earlier on here while I was fixing my camera?
Yeah, there was a lot of big bands that played there. Further Seems Forever, Juliana Theory, Living Sacrifice, Zeo. But they weren't there when we played. That wasn't. I forget who we played. We played with a couple bands there, but I forget.
I think that was part of. I think we knew that too before we played there. We were like, there's this venue in North Dakota, and all these bands that we really liked and looked up to, that they had played there. So that kind of like Slacker. Slacker was the same way. There was a lot of bands that had played there that we were just kind of honored to sort of play in the same venue as some of those bands,
Yeah. Well, it was definitely very cool.
I don't think Beanbag played there at HSLR. I don't think.
They wish.
Look, no place is perfect.
They wished. And then we'll end it on this next one here. So this is October the 21st. We played Minot, North Dakota at the Liberty Social Tavern.
I remember a lot about this show because I don't know. I guess we were booked there. Now it has us there on 2 days, but
I don't remember
going
playing
straight
twice.
there from Grafton, and we got there and there was like another vehicle, another van with a trailer. A lot of people outside. I'm like, this looks interesting. Met this other band. They were called Bible of the Devil. And I thought that was a pretty cool contrast between us and them. But they were really nice guys. And it was like it looked like a house. And I remember there were people downstairs in the basement, but everyone played upstairs. I remember seeing the people move, and they were bouncing so much like the floor would bend. Maybe we played downstairs. I was looking up at the rafters. I forget, but I remember like there was a lot of people there, and it was really like for a small venue, and it was a lot of fun.
Do you have the address for that place, David?
No, that's what I was just looking for. I don't.
No, because I'm looking at Minot and like, man, I don't know.
I'm making sure, but I don't think it was. You know what? Maybe I do, because I was thinking. So there's HSLR, but then the next page is just a MapQuest page, but it actually is Minot, North Dakota. So let's see. No, this is just directions to the next show after Minot, which was Missoula, Montana.
Does it have a starting address, or does it just go from Grafton?
It looks like it's just in general from Minot, North Dakota to Missoula. It doesn't really have an address. I don't see. But still that drive there was 17 hours, 800 miles
from Minot to Missoula.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't have an address for that, but you said so we played upstairs?
I can't remember if it was upstairs or downstairs, but I remember there's people on both levels. And I remember seeing the floor like bend when people were jumping. And I was like, oh my, like it was kind of scary because the building was old or the house was old.
I do remember playing the show, and it was packed. I mean, it was like it was a small venue. I don't know how big it was. I don't remember exactly, but I just remember it being basically like shoulder to shoulder in there.
Yes.
And the crowd was really into like all the bands. I remember that too. And there was a lot of energy there. I remember that.
And everyone was like so overwhelmingly friendly.
Yeah. It's almost like they didn't have anything else to do.
Yeah, well, I remember
that was
a couple of the kids were outside when we pulled up, and they had seen us at H's Cellar the night before.
Okay.
And one of the kids, I think he's one of the kids, like promoters, like, yeah, I went out to check you guys out at H's last night. And I just remember he was like, a kid, ball cap. He had kind of like hair sticking out of the sides and shorter kid, but he was like super friendly. Yeah, hey, come on in. Yeah, look, all right, this is here, meet these bands. There's a couple other bands. We had a photo from there that we used for something for a long time. There was a photo on that show. I'll see if I can find that one too.
Okay.
Looking, there's some stuff on Google. Some stuff came up, but it's and one of them has an address of 600 4th Avenue, 600 4th Avenue Northeast for the Liberty Social Tavern. It's not still there, but it looks like it's an old.
Yeah, I would have been surprised if that place had survived because it looked old and scary when we were there. Yeah, and I mean, you're looking at an empty lot. Is that what you see?
Yeah.
That would be about what it would have been, right? Like an old neighborhood. Because these streets that you're showing, you can see where like there were old houses used to be.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like a dead end street.
Yeah. You can see some areas where like there's been like they've backfilled some stuff where it like could have been basements and whatnot.
Yeah.
Old driveway cut-ins, like curb cuts for driveways.
So you said this was like a house. I think I do remember that.
Yeah. That's probably.
Did we go there more than once? Did we go there more than once?
I think we may have come back through.
I remember a house, and I don't know if we played there or we stopped there. Or saw another band playing there or something. But there was a house that was packed, and it kind of felt like Slacker. But it was snowing real bad when we were there, and it seems like I remember that being in Minot.
When we were there, it wasn't snowing.
Yeah, I don't remember snow either.
Did we ever like go back through there? I don't remember playing there I don't remember like unloading in the snow or anything, but I remember going there. Did we ever was it close enough to H's that we might have gone over there and saw another band or something? I don't know.
I don't think so.
But yeah, just an empty lot now.
Okay, hold on. I found there's a place called the Amp. What did it just say here? It said music venue in Minot, North Dakota, United States. The Amp also organized film and theater events. The predecessor of the Amp was the Liberty Social Tavern.
Address?
No, I'm not seeing it. No, when I click on the link, it's like a Wikipedia page, but it's like doesn't exist or something anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if you see what I've got up there with the tripod. It's like an old tripod website.
Yeah, that would have been it probably.
Yeah. Just, are you bored? Want to have fun and meet new people? Finally, there's a place for people of all walks of life to come and enjoy hot coffee and different cultural events. Every month, there will be live music of all sorts and theatrical performances from the Black Box Productions. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So just an all ages show. But that's another one. I mean, that's how many is that now? The 3 or 4 just on this tour that we just shut down. Yeah.
Yep.
We just shut it down. They're like, there's no, after we play, there's just no point to keep going.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're just losing money. We're done.
So let's see. I don't know what that. Just looking back at this tour, so that Jam Cafe, have no idea. The Arc, I don't think the Arc is still there. So that's one. Slacker's not there anymore. I don't know what Powerhouse. I don't remember.
Asbury College is probably still there.
Okay.
We left a few.
Radio U is still there, so that's good.
The Cornfield is still there.
Yeah, I'm
sure. Pretty sure. Catacombs probably still there. Didn't we find that? Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, the university is still there, so let's count that as a win.
Hopefully, Daniel is not still at college. Yeah. Okay. Well, we've shut down the majority of the places that we've played. We'll see if this trend continues for the rest of the tour. But yeah, man. Yeah,
all right. So
pretty fun.
What are we moving on to next week then? We're going to Montana?
Oh yeah. So at that Minot show, real quick, do you remember? I do remember you or Joel gave some kid a skateboard.
It's likely. Yeah, I gave away a few skateboards.
No, I do remember that. I remember, man. I'm gonna have to look through some messages because I think that guy's reached out to me before too, but I'll have to look back through and see. But yeah, that's neat.
I was looking ahead in that this one coming up, that Jay's upstairs in Montana. I do remember that because that was when we had that like comedy troupe in front of the weird show. But that venue, apparently, there's a lot of stuff on the internet about that venue. Apparently, it had been there for a long time. I think it's closed down now, but there's pictures of it on the inside of it and stuff. It's cool.
Actually, there's a YouTube video of the White Stripes playing there.
Yeah, I saw that when they were really, really young.
Really?
Yeah, it's like from 95 or something. But the place looks the same in some of the pictures and stuff. Look, that wooden, wooden stage and all. So yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
We can look at that next week, next time.
All right, so we're gonna do video next time, and we're still gonna do audio, not just video.
Just video, no audio.
Yeah, one or the other.
Man, now I have to brush my hair. Okay.
Me too. I gotta find me a good background to put.
Get you one of those fancy green screens.
Yeah. Find me a beach.
All right, guys.
Yep.
All right, it's been fun. I'll get these out.
Now David just has to do his best to make it interesting. It's all the magic of editing.
You guys make it really hard too. That's kidding. All right. See you guys next week. Yeah, if you get any more pictures, Chris, just send them on. I think that's cool.
I had one of the photo albums. Not yesterday, but over the weekend. Kathleen's gotta scan them in.
Yeah. Send them over the air. Everything moves over the air now.
Yeah. Yeah, that and radio.
All right, cool. Well, I guess we'll holler at y'all next week.
All right, man. Y'all be good.
Bye.
See ya.